Hi guys, so sorry for the lateness. I was having some issues getting on board. Oh goodness, I don't know why I was having such a complex time, but I am here after a hard day's work and I am excited to talk about journaling. Journaling, that's the topic. Journaling, especially if you are in journaling during stress, journaling for stressful situations is basically, what we're going to discuss tonight. Um, Let me see where are my little notes to keep me on board here. Yeah, journaling for stress relief. So, hopefully, you have something to journal with. This is one of my journals that I use. And this is a new one. I showed this one last week. Yeah. And then I just have a regular little notebook. I have this. I have this. I have like a little notepad. So there's different things that you can, use just to capture your thoughts on. And that's what it's all about, just capturing your thoughts. Guys, I think I'm going to see if I need to put a little bit of light here. See if that would make it any better. Let's see. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. Yeah. So, journaling for stress relief. It's a really good way to relieve some stress from your day-to-day activity. You've had a long day at work or with the kids or whatever. You could be a caretaker, whatever you're doing. And, you have some time that you want to set aside and you just want to journal. And that's a great opportunity just to get your thoughts on paper. And my girlfriend gave me this one for my birthday, and I love it. My favorite color is purple. And I just love this one. It's just kind of like the exact right size for me. So I really like this one. So yeah. So just getting out there and just putting my thoughts on paper after a long day. Um, was really busy today at work. I had some other things going on, so I haven't had an opportunity to sit down and write. And I'm gonna do that later because earlier when I got off work, I made one video, not a couple. I made one video. So, but yeah, just start writing down, how your day went. How did it make you feel? Were there any type of things that came up that made you feel uneasy about that you want to discuss, in your notes? This is just for you. Nobody else should be looking at this. This is just your personal thought thought blanket. Yeah. Think of it like a blanket, your thought covering. So these are your thoughts. How did your day go? What anything exciting happened for you that you want to capture in here? Um, Anything you're thinking about participating in, some goals that you may have. Write them down. Write them down. What are some of your desires? Write them down. But again, um, were you uneasy today? What caused that? What brought that on? Were you a little blue? Did you feel a little blue today? Were you happy? Were you excited? Did you get any good news? Did anything happy, wonderful happen for you today? And you just want to put it down. That's your opportunity to talk about that in here. And so you can just always open this book up and go back and reference. And another thing I like to do, I like to put the date, and sometimes I put the time. So if something happens like really early, because sometimes I'll wake up really early in the mornings and I'll jot some things down, but I definitely put the date on there. But sometimes I will put the time. I even have scriptures that I capture in here as well. Um, I have a list of content creators that I said I was going to dedicate to pray for over the next 30 days. So I have my list of content creators. Um, I have also just some things that I'm believing God for, some personal things that I'm believing God for. I have some things in here that I have written down for as um, things that I plan on making videos about. Yeah, I capture that as well because, like I said, sometimes a thought will just come and I'm like, that's a good topic. And I will put that down as well. So just capturing my notes and my thoughts and yeah, and my just my emotions. I have something here that I jotted down at 4:42 a.m., So yeah, sometimes I capture the time, like the date for sure, but at times I do capture the times. Um I want to share something else with you guys for is journaling. Like I said, I introduced this book that I had got off of Amazon last week because last week we talked about gratitude. And just so happened, I was flipping through here and I like how she got this in here. This belongs to, I like that. And then she has it broken down, like the table of content. Look at that. Can you guys see that? I just think that is so neat how she has it broken down with a table of contents, gratitude and thanksgiving. And she'll give a scripture, trust and faith, forgiveness and grace, joy and contentment, purpose and calling, inner peace and strength, guidance and wisdom on my finances. Yeah, that's a good one. Relationship and family, health and well being, protection and safety. I just love this book. It is just, yeah, it's just the best ever. Um, yeah, the one here, reflections, it starts gratitude and thanksgiving. And here it starts out. It can be overwhelming when faced with choices, uncertain of the right path to take. Just like standing before gates, the options seem vast. Yet remember that entering with thanksgiving and praise opens the way. Acknowledge the goodness of the Lord, and in doing so, you align yourself with His enduring love. Embrace gratitude as the key to unlocking the gates to His purpose for you. What steps can you take today to cultivate a heart of gratitude and praise? So, yeah. Hi, Jay. Hello. Hello. To funny content. I hear you saying amen. So yeah, I just put something in here for gratitude. Yeah, I just put my first sentence. I'll share that. I don't mind sharing my first sentence with you guys here. I am thankful for my life with I am thankful for my life and my bond with Christ. God has covered me in so many ways. He has opened and closed doors, and I am grateful. He keeps my mental state in place and meets all my necessities, and He even throws in some extras. I am truly grateful and thankful, even on the days that are rough. So yeah, that was just my little gratitude and thanksgiving. So I was just talking, you guys a little bit about, writing down your thoughts day to day, especially if you had a stressful day. So sometimes, you've had one of those kind of heart pounding days and you're feeling a little blue or whatever. You might want to get that out on paper and, write that down as opposed to talking crazy to somebody. That's just a way just you can just put your inner thoughts in. And like I said, this is one of my little favorite journal books that I use. And then I have another little small one here. So I keep these all over the house because sometimes I get ideas. And as we're trying to be content creators, sometimes you get ideas and if you don't jot it down, you'll lose it. So having something like this around the house, really comes in handy. And of course, the composition notepads. So, and like I said, I purchased this one from Amazon from one of the content creators out here, and I really like this one. This is just really neat, and I think it was only like $9.99. So, yeah, yeah. So, are you? Do you guys journal? Just kind of curious. Do you guys journal? Have you journaled before? Is it something you're thinking about doing? Yeah, just really want to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts on that? Have you tried journaling before? Do you feel like it helps you? I know it helps me a lot. Jay say yes, she's journaled before, but it's been a while. Yeah, so you want to start back. I'ma tell you, it really helps a lot. Yeah, just to get your inner thoughts on paper. And this is just for you. These are your emotions. And like I said, a lot of times I don't just write down my thoughts. I write down some of my desires, some of the things that, my expectations, what I'm looking for God to do for me. Um, Too Funny said, yes, I started last year. Yeah. And then sometimes you can go back, and I have journals from years and years and years ago. And I'll go back and I'll look at those journals and I'll read and I'll just start laughing because I'm like, oh gosh, that's where I was, 5 years ago, as opposed to where I am at now. And then sometimes, you can write down some goals, and you can see where those goals have actually come to pass. So I yeah, I tell people, write down what you want, write down what you want, what you desire, put it in writing, and see that thing come to life. I can tell you, I can attest, I have written down so many things, and they have actually been fulfilled. And the things that did not fulfill, they weren't meant for me, or it may not be meant for me right now. So sometimes, we're in preparation mode. Sometimes we can be asking for stuff that we're not ready for. So sometimes we're just in preparation mode. Then sometimes we just get that official no. You get that closed door. No, that's not for you. You don't need to go down that path. So, but yeah, I just think it's just a really good outlet. Just like sometimes you go walking, because I'm big on walking. I like to roller skate too. That's another one of my things. So it's another outlet. It's just another outlet. It's a mental outlet, and we all need that because we know life be lifing, right? Life just be lifing, and sometimes we need an outlet to put our inner thoughts in. Sometimes you don't want to talk to your kids or your husband or your friends about it. Sometimes you just want to have that one-on-one time for yourself. um Too Funny says, one of the books I finished last year, The Compound Effect, the author recommended to carry around a small notepad to jot down ideas because, like you said, absolutely. I have another channel, Motivated Minds Publishing, just dedicated like to my book writing for my kids' books right now. And I actually just did a video before I came on about that, how I was sitting in the car and I was waiting for the store to open, and it was like an overcast that particular day. You could see the rain was coming, and it actually did start sprinkling rain. And I got an idea for this little girl who was in a spelling bee, and she decided to go out and start running. And as she ran, the rain started coming down, and it made her think about her dad, who would always push her to keep going. So she started crying, and her tears was kind of mixed with the rain. So yeah, you get I got the idea just sitting in my car. So yeah, it's just amazing how things will come to you, and you need to write it down as they come. Yeah, and then you can just go back and look at it and be like, oh, that's amazing, that's amazing. So yeah, so I had some problems getting started out here today for some reason. Not sure why I wasn't able to go directly and get my live going. So I'm gonna have to do some homework on that one. I don't know what was the holdup. It was a user error, I'm sure. Pointing at me, user error. So I got like a little late start there. So, but yeah, so yeah, the journaling for stress, or even happy times, happy times. What made you happy today? What made you feel good? Why did you feel that way? Did anything interesting happen at work? Did anything interesting happen while you maybe was driving? Or did you see something, that piqued your interest and you were like, you know what, I'm gonna jot that down today? Did you happen to think about something and you driving down the road and you see something on the beer on the billboard and you're like, okay, I was just thinking about something like that. You ever have that to happen to you? You could be thinking about something, or you might be thinking about going in a direction, and you could be driving and you see a truck, and on the back of that truck, it might have the name of something you were thinking about. Does that only happen to me? Okay, she said, yeah, that, that isn't that crazy? And you're like, okay, this is a confirmation. I need to go down this path. Yeah. So it is just crazy how you can be thinking about something and then it will just automatically just show up. And I'm not even going to say it's crazy. That's just how sometimes God aligns stuff for us to know we are directed to go down that path, So it's just like, I'm really in tune with this. This is where I should be shifting my focus. Um, I talked about this on another, I think it's an upcoming video. Y'all know I be batching. Cause I can't be filming every day, but I was doing this batching and it just made me think about one of the topics I was talking about. Sometimes we'll have a clear path that we should be going this route, but then we start getting all this noise in our head, or we start looking at all these different videos, and you're supposed to be an architect, but then you start looking at all these videos, and this person is a baker. Now you think you're supposed to be a baker? Why you think you're supposed to be a baker? Get back in your lane. You know you're supposed to be an architect. You guys ever experienced that? You know that you have this straight path. You should be aligned going down this path, but then you might start listening, and it's not bad stuff you're listening to, but sometimes it'll make you kind of pull your focus and make you think, well, should I be baking? No, you're not supposed to be baking. So that's why, it's write down so you can keep your path and constantly keep your goals in front of you. And yeah, and that's another thing. I jot down my goals and what I plan on doing, for the next few months or whatever. And of course, I may have to erase out some stuff because we have to edit everything we write down. We sometimes have to go back and revisit those goals. So yeah, I'm glad you guys stopped by to hang out with me. Yeah. So Jay, you think you're gonna get back into doing your yeah, you said Will Smith started a movie called Focus, and in that movie there was a scene where he plotted against the man by putting things in his face without him noticing in order to make him make a decision. Okay. All right. Yep. You say, no, it happened to me before. God is working. Definitely. Definitely. Will Smith. I talked about Will in one of my videos last week. What was the name of it? The movie, he and his son, they were homeless. Oh, I was talking about, oh gosh, I'm having drawing a blank. What was that? Was it The Pursuit of Happiness? I think it was The Pursuit of Happiness. And he just had this unction in him that he was going to do better. He was going to, he was going to make it for he and his. He had a hard time starting out, but he had that tenacity. And he was like, I'm gonna keep at this thing. And y'all remember he was logging around this big old computer thing, but he believed in himself. And I don't care how many no's he got. He kept going back. And that's how we have to be. It make you think about this YouTube thing. You got to keep showing up. You got to keep showing up, even if it's just for yourself, even if nobody else. That's why I was determined. I don't care if nobody else shows up. I had already said I was going to be accountable to do this live, and I was going to show up. And that's what you have to do. That's, you have to show up for yourself. You have to show up for yourself. And yeah, and I'm going to write some stuff in here tonight about, my experience with the live and that kind of thing. And yeah, so it's just really important to keep our emotions document it so we can refer to it to see how we're feeling, being in tune with ourselves, and just keeping it going, keeping it going. This is actually my second live. Is this my second one or is this my third one? It might be my third one. No more than three. Yeah, no more than three. So I said I was gonna do it. I have one set up for the following Thursday at 7. I think I'm gonna move it up to 6. I normally get off work like no I can get off between like 5:30 and make it to 6. It just depends on how my workload is. So yeah, I was just trying to get myself together, and yeah. So I'm gonna try to push it up a little bit. Yeah, and you say you go live all the time. Yeah, I see some people they be out there doing, and some people are out doing lives like 4 o'clock in the morning because I'm an early bird. I get up real early, so I'm like, who's joining a live 4 a.m.? But people be out there. People are out there. You say you just did a live. Okay, yeah. Jay go live all the time. Too funny said Jay go live all the time. Jay says she's gonna be monetized. So Jay like, I got to go live. That's right, Jay. You said, but I was on live on someone else's page. Okay, yeah. And that's another thing. I need to start visiting other people's lives just to kind of get the feel and the vibe to see how other people have their setup going. Yeah. So too funny. Have you gone live before? Have you gone live? Do you plan on going live? Yeah, but it's different. So you say no, not on here. It's different. So I had promised myself, I was gonna start doing at least 30 minutes. I'm like, I can commit to 30 minutes. I can talk for 30 minutes. 30 minutes is a long time to talk though. When you really think about it, especially when you might have to do a presentation, and a presentation, a 5-minute presentation can really feel like 20 minutes. So yeah. My page is just funny content. This page is just for jokes, no face. Okay, gotcha, understood. Yeah, yeah. And your page is funny. I enjoy it. Yeah. So but yeah, so I just said I'm gonna just do it. I gotta show up. Well, we say we just gotta be like Nike and just do it. So yeah. And that's what this YouTube thing is. You just gotta stay at it and show up. And it's so many people out here. I've met so many really nice, genuine people, and people who wants to help. Um, yes, you should collaborate with someone. Yeah. And that's another thing. I see people doing collaborations too. And those, I think it's easier when you do the collaborations. What you think? Yeah, I think so. Because I feel like you have that buddy system going on, that tag team going. And I think that makes it a little bit easier as opposed to, kind of being out there on your own. So I just think it makes it a little bit lighter. All the pressure just isn't on you by yourself. Yeah, but yeah, you have someone to talk. Yeah, you have someone to talk to back and forth. So that's something I might think about doing, trying to figure out, how to do the collect. First I got to make sure I know how to get on live so I can get on time. So I'm like, I got some homework to do. It's just so much to learn on this YouTube thing. It's just so much. I'm still trying to figure out editing. Y'all, I don't edit yet, but it's okay. I'm giving myself some time. What is it? Cut something. I don't know. I be out on Canvas a lot, and I do use Canvas a lot, but I haven't quite got into the editing thing. I did one editing on the YouTube Studio. Yeah, CapCut. Yeah, CapCut. But yeah, I did editing on the YouTube Studio one day last week. That was my first time doing that. So I tell you, one day at a time, one day at a time. It's just so much to learn. You got to keep that mind just constantly going. You got to be open to learning different things. And Jay, I really enjoy that Q&A that you do. Hey, I be like, okay, what's she talking about today? What kind of advice she giving today? that is really good what you're doing, and it really helps a lot of people. So don't stop. Do not stop doing that. I really like the Q&A, the Q&A stuff. Yeah, that's a big help, cuz hey, this brain be like, by the end of the day it be fried. It be fried. So, but yeah, guys, I'm just gonna continue to show up with my lives. You say I am movies help me with edit. Also use video up, but you have to pay for it. Oh, I'm too cheap. I'm too I'm too cheap for that. If it's not free, I'm not gonna use it. I'm just being honest. So you see your stuff, I could see why you probably pay for that, so to put content, it's an investment. I can understand that. Yep. I'm frugal in that area, y'all. I'm still growing. I'm frugal in that one. So, but yeah, I'm just gonna keep showing up week by week, and we'll see what happens. I'm getting more and more comfortable on camera, so feeling good about that. So and just trying to do two channels is a lot. That's a lot, trying to, float from one channel to the other. So that is a lot. So, but time management is everything. And I keep telling myself, everybody gets 24 hours a day. You're no different than nobody else. So I have five. You have five channels that you're operating through? Oh my goodness. So may I ask, are you a full-time influencer? Do you do this full time? Are you a full-time influencer? Did you say yeah, I have five new. Okay. You said I have five now, LOL. So you do this full time? Is that your full time? No, I work full time. Oh yeah, your mind is constantly going. They say, "Oh, how can you even do that?" It is. Phew. How on earth? Wow. Yeah, your mind is constantly going. I know when you're sleeping, your body is not even settling all the way down because your mind is constantly thinking about content. I know sometimes for me, I'm thinking about like, oh, what I'm gonna talk about next. So my mind is constantly going, but like you said, it's all about time. Yep, time management is everything. Yeah, time management is everything. And that's why I tell a lot of people, sometimes you just can't be focused on crazy stuff. You got to be intentional about what you're going to work on. You really have to be intentional, and you have to you have to set barriers in place and say perimeters. No, I can't do it. No, it's becoming one of my new words. I always used to be the yes person, but yeah, it's like, no, not gonna be able to do it. No, I can't come. No, not gonna. Got to make what I want to do a priority. So that's really important for me. Yeah, so no is good. No is very good. Yes. No is very good. So, but guys, yeah, I want to thank you guys for coming over and chit-chatting with me. It really helped the time go by a little bit faster, and I really appreciate it. And so yeah, I'm gonna pull myself together about up by the boots and get myself together for next week, and hopefully I will be on time. And yeah, so thank you guys, and y'all enjoy the rest of your night. I'm gonna check out somebody live tonight. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna check into somebody live. That's gonna be on my radar. All right, guys, y'all have a good night. Thank you so much. Bye, you guys. Have a good night. God bless you too. Okay, D, so we're going to wrap things up. And that's going to be it for tonight, guys. Your screen was solid me when I want to be live.